guys, it's Mamie. I hope you're well. I have a book haul video for you today. I haven't done one in quite some time, so I thought I better get these on film before I shelve them, because I'll forget once they get on the shelf whether or not I just purchased it or not. So, I belong to Book of the Month Club. So this month I picked Little Fires Everywhere, a novel by Celeste. I believe this is about a woman who relocates to a suburb in Cleveland, and the Cleveland town is pretty cookie cutter, and she's quite bohemian, quite, not as strict with rules and regulations, and she relocates to this town in Cleveland, and apparently there's something like some conflict with her being on the wrong side of everybody else. I'm not quite sure exactly what it's about, but that's what I get from the dust jacket. But it sounded wonderful, and I had never read anything by this author before, so I wanted to pick this one up to experience her firsthand. So there's that one. And then I also, when you belong to Book of the Month Club, you get your choice of 5 books, but you can also purchase up to 2 additional books for under $10. So most months I do buy 1 or 2 other ones, and the month that I wanted like all of them, it was like 2 or 3 months ago, I wanted all of them. And this was one of them, Eat When You're Hungry, a novel by Lindsay Hunter, and I'll read you just the first paragraph real quick. It says, achingly funny and full of feeling, Eat Only When You're Hungry follows a 58-year-old Greg as he searches for his son, GJ, an addict who has been missing for 3 weeks. Greg is bored, demoralized, obese, and as dubious of GJ's desire to be found as he is of his own motivation to go looking. Almost on a whim, Greg embarks on a road trip to Central Florida, a noble search for his son, or so he tells himself. I thought that sounded cute, and I had wanted it back. What month was this from? August. I wanted this in August, and I passed, and I got something else, so I picked it up this month. Then I got Priestdaddy, a memoir by Patricia Lockwood. This was another one that I really wanted, and this was for the month of May. I never picked it up, so I just got it this month. It says, Father Greg Lockwood is unlike any Catholic priest you have ever met. A man who lounges in boxer shorts and loves action movies, and whose constant jamming on the guitar reverberates like a whole new band dying in a plane crash in the year 1972. His daughter is an irreverent poet who long ago left the church's country. When an unexpected crisis leads her and her husband to move back into her parents' rectory, their worlds collide. That sounded really good. So I got that one. And then, of course, Russell on Ink and Paper blog recommended this book, The Secret Diary of Hendrik Groen, 83 years old. As you know, I love epistolary type books or journals, and just like, I don't know if any of you have read this yet, the David Sedaris Theft by Finding Diaries, 1977 to 2002. I'll do a more in-depth video on this soon. And so this is about, these are like journal entries or diary entries, and I love those kinds of books. So I just cracked up when I read the 83 years old. I thought that was cute. So we'll see what that one's about. The Keeper of Lost Things, Ruth Hogan. Russell had this on his channel a long time ago, and I had ordered it, and it didn't come. So I finally contacted the seller, and they said it got lost in the mail or something, so I never got it, so I had to reorder it. So it just came this month, and this sounds really good too. I think you must all have heard about this by now. This sounds really good. For the sake of the video, I don't want it to be too long, so I'm just going to hold them up and tell you what I got, and then I will put them in the description box below. So Robin from Reading with Robin, she started a new Goodreads group called Blast from the Past, and it's all it's all historical fiction books on this. And this is her pick for September. It's called Lilli, Dijon, a novel by Jeannette Benton. This sounds really good too. A young woman finds the most powerful love of her life when she gives birth at an institution for unwed mothers in 1883 Philadelphia. She is told she must give up her daughter to avoid lifelong poverty and shame, but she chooses to keep her. So I bet you that's like her story of her struggles of keeping the baby. It's a beautiful cover of a little baby and a woman. That sounds so good. So I got that one. And then I think I mentioned in a few videos back how much I loved 100 Summers by Beatrice Williams. So I just got more of her books. I got A Certain Age by Beatrice Williams. I love, it's like 1930s or something with the hairdo. I love that time. The Wicked City by Beatrice Williams. And Tiny Little Thing by Beatrice Williams. So once I read these, I will do a full chat about them. And then I think if you watched my previous video earlier, I just read The Shell Seekers by Rosamund Pilcher. So I got 2 more by her. A Time to Remember. And I'm not sure if this one comes before this one or not. And then there's Winter Solstice. Currently, Robin and I, from Reading with Robin, we're reading September, because it's the month of September, so perfect. So we're reading that for the month of September, and then I'm hoping to read this maybe in December or January, because it's obviously Winter Solstice. But I don't know. If anybody knows, should this one come before Winter Solstice? Does anybody know off the top of your head? If so, leave me a comment below. I'd like to know. I can look it up myself too, but if you just happen to know. And then Doris from Aldi Books raved about this book, South Riding Winifred Holtby. And it sounded like something that I would really enjoy. So I picked this up. My goodness, it must have been probably the end of summer, maybe like in the middle of August I picked this up. So I can't wait to read that one. And then Sarah Moss, Night Waking. Now, I haven't read her other book, and I cannot think of it. Was this her first? I think this was her first book, right? Yeah, this was before. Oh my goodness, I can't think of the really popular one with the girl's face on the front. What was that called? Anyways, it's been huge on BookTube, but I can't think of it. So, Mercedes from Mercy's Bookish Musings mentioned this on her channel, and it sounded really good too. So I want to see if I like her writing before I get any more, but it sounds really good. And then The All of It, a novel by Jeannette Haien. And the foreword was done by Ann Patchett, and you know how much I love Ann Patchett, so I had to pick up this one. And The Housekeeper and the Professor from Yoko Ogawa. This sounded really cute too, and I never got around to reading it. I was supposed to read it with Mel from Mel's, oh boy, I'm going to butcher her channel name. Mel's Bookish something? I'm sorry, Mel, I can't remember. I was supposed to read this in, I think, August, and I failed to do so. I'm so behind from that other Rosamund Pilcher book. I'm so behind on all these books I had anticipated on reading. And then The House of Birds by Morgan McCarthy. I have never read anything by Morgan McCarthy, and I keep seeing her. Is Morgan a girl, I'm assuming? I'm hoping. Yes. Morgan, that could be a boy, I guess. Morgan Freeman, right? So, I have never read anything by Morgan McCarthy. Have you guys read anything by her? I've seen this a lot lately, so I had to pick that one up. And then, Simon, the mind goes, guys. Simon from Savage Reads, he's been raving about this book for months, and it finally came here in the States, so I picked this up by Sarah Winman. I can't wait to read this because I've heard nothing but wonderful things about it, and it looks fairly short, so this might be a good one to get out of my little slump here, but I have to read that September 1st before I read any more. But that sounded cute, or not cute, but it sounded really good. And then Russell also recommended Any Human Heart, a novel by William Boyd. And this is like also in journal entries as well. I love that. I think because I've been a journaler, you know, for the most of my life, and I just love rereading people's journals or diaries. So I love books that are like that. And this is quite a hefty hefty bugger. It is close to 500 pages, but it's really small font. And the margins are very small. So I can't wait to read this one, but I'm not sure when I'm going to get to this. I think this is more like a winter read for me. I just like the novel, or the journal aspect of it. I can't wait to see. But anyways, those are the books that I have purchased or acquired somehow. I don't think I got any at a sale, no. They're all purchased books. Anything gifted, perhaps, maybe? I don't know. That's it for now for this book haul. Anyways, what are you guys reading? What have you bought? Would love to know. Would love to chat in the comments below. I hope you're well. And it's now September, my favorite time of year. I love the fall. It's like 75 degrees out here in upstate New York, and it's beautiful. It's my favorite. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care.